Hello gentle ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ari and I am here bringing you some Dawn of War 2. I had a request for some Warhammer, so I thought I'd do it. This is actually live. This is a quick skirmish I'm just going to have against an easy computer player. I am playing as the Orcs. Didn't want to do the whole Space Marine or Chaos Space Marine, too mainstream for me. Although they are absolute beasts of race to play, I would love to play them. But I find the Orcs are probably better strategized for me, which is just pure rushing. So let's go ahead and start doing this. So the little key, I'll just explain a bit about the game before I do anything, I guess, and what my strategy is going to be. With the Orcs, you find the best strategy is to rush and just get as many points as you can as quickly as you can. And when it comes to these points, the best thing to do is to get mainly requisition over power, because your units will cost more requisition than power. So for example, obviously those two cost nothing, but the power costs are pretty minimal, as you can see, like 20, 30, 40, occasional 170, but like it's pretty dirt cheap to start out with. So important thing is just get all those requisition points. I've got the offensive guy here because he's pretty beast and pretty straight up tanking, and that's definitely the way I want to go. So I got two melee boys here. I'm just going to group them up together real quick. There we go. Actually, I'll group all three of these together. Oops, I pressed caps lock there. Let's group them all in group one. There we go. That's problem solved. And these boys will be a part of a second group. So let's go ahead and just keep capping some stuff. Power node. So I thought, as I'm playing Warhammer, let's have a little chat about my Warhammer past, I guess. I am a guy who used to collect Warhammer. I'll explain a little story actually of how I feel I was robbed as a child. And this was because I used to play. Well, I was starting out my collection, and it was I did like market research, if you want to call it that, and I got in touch with some friends and was just like, which race is best to get and which ones have like the best thing. And one friend decided to tell me that the best people were the Imperial Guardsmen, and no matter what people tell you, that is a lie. And I not only got Imperial Guardsmen, but I got myself Catachan Imperial Warriors. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what Catachan Imperial Warriors are, they are basically fighters who don't have any armor, have terrible weapons, they're jungle fighters, and yeah, your life expectancy playing that race is pretty small. So I got suckered into that. The thing is my parents were really supportive of it, because they were just like, oh, it's, you know, it's model making as well, and you know, it's not just sitting in front of a computer playing a game. Little did they know that eventually Warhammer would release a game, and I've been sitting on that for many hours now. So that's how I started out with Warhammer, and I was kind of dealing with the fact that I had picked a really terrible class of race to start with, and you know, I got a couple of squads up. The best thing about them is they had a lot of units, so you got a lot of bang for your buck, so to speak. You got a lot of people. The downside was obviously they had terrible armor, they had terrible everything else, and so you had to deal with pretty bad situations here. And sort of time went on, and I was having a lot of fun with it. Should I cap that requisition point? No, I tell you what, let's get this power node down. And so I started again later on. I had a Lehman Russ battle tank. I painted it really nicely, and I put in real amounts of effort into that thing. Oh god, yeah. So I had a Lehman Russ battle tank, and again, I stepped away from Warhammer for a bit. I found that the game is a bit tedious after a while, and I then, for some odd reason, got back into it. And when I got back into it, I decided to go get your standard Chaos Marines, and I went like all out on the Chaos Marines. Like, I had myself the Demon Prince. I think that's what it was called. It was a Demon Prince, and that thing was like, I don't even know how tall it was. Like, it was one of the tallest statues that you could get in the game. Like, again, in the game, in real life, and it was full metal as well. So you had to get super glue and all that. And I remember making it. The biggest fear as a kid, I don't know whether other people had this if they were playing Warhammer or anything like that, was gluing your fingers together. That sounds really stupid. It sounds really like childish. Like, how the hell, like, how stupid were you as a kid to glue your fingers together? Yeah, I was a pretty like worried kid. So the main worry was gluing our fingers together, and so we were pretty like apprehensive about doing it all, but eventually I got it all together, and then came the second big issue for when I was that old, and this was probably when I was like 12ish, less than 12 I guess. I'd say probably about 11 or so. It was dealing with the fact that like painting a full metal thing is not as easy as you think. Like, it's pretty damn tough, and when I tried to paint it myself, I kind of gave up halfway through because I was just like, this is not going anywhere, this is not helpful, I'm kind of lost by it all. But it was a really, really good hobby to have. Like, I was really, really happy with that, and as I said, it kept us busy as kids. It kept kids occupied. Now, that's not something like very easy, like, especially me, who was I don't know, it's like, oh god, I've been losing requisition points, and I've not paying attention. Oh my lord, I've lost stuff. Oh god, this is what happens when you try to do this. Oh god. Okay, I think that's coming for the requisition point down here, so I need to recap this requisition point here. So let's go back now, let's backtrack for a bit. Let's see where he's going though. Ah, okay, it's Tyranids. Oh, my opponents are Tyranids today. Pretty sick. I'm just gonna murder them real quick. Get lost. Run away, Tyranids. Okay, cool. So these are supposed to be my these are close combat, aren't they? Slugger boys. Yeah, Slugger boys are close combats. So that's why I put them together. If you're wondering what I've done up here, if I press 2, I get Shooter Boys. If I press 1, I get Slugger Boys, because the Shooter Boys are for the long range, and I'm going to add Stick Bombers, because I know they're really good for, like, as long as you keep them at a distance, they're incredible. So I need to keep my requisition up as well. I need to keep an eye on what's going on. So as I said, the best point is to rush. So I tend to leave units quite high up, and I know that could be seen as quite worrying, and it can backfire pretty badly if you don't regulate and you don't watch, as I'm sure you've seen. So I'm trying to kind of balance everything out here at the moment. I tend to also create extra power units on my further back ones, because I'm more likely to keep them safe than I am to keep my up front ones. So these boys will go with these two up here, and I will just put them under 2. They're special units, and they're best kept further up, obviously, because they can deal with further out distances, rather than these guys who are meant for like close combat and rushing. I'll tell you what, I'll take this power node as well now while I'm here. I need to kind of cover all corners. It's very difficult doing a live comm and trying to play an RTS game. So Dawn of War to Dawn of War 2, one of my feelings, I guess, because I know a lot of people are quite mixed about it. I'm one of these guys that loves the kind of resource gathering type of game. So I used to play a lot of Empire Earth when I was young, and I used to play a lot, and that was quite bizarre in the sense that as a child I don't think you could appreciate those kinds of games, and I didn't, I'll be honest, because as a child I would basically put in the cheats, which is like I see everything and like dog or whatever, I can't remember what it was, but it would open the map up and it would give you like unlimited resources, and yeah, it was basically, the game was like pretty much like a rollover at that point, and it required no effort whatsoever. So I don't know, I kind of felt bad that I was cheating, but that only happened later on. I started feeling bad. Otherwise, I was like, yeah, this game is awesome. I could just roll people continuously. But as I went on, I kind of got bored of that element. That's understandable, because as a kid, like, you kind of get bored of the whole, oh, why do I have to go and gather resources and go around and all this? And I was just like, I didn't appreciate it as a child. Now that I've grown up, I think RTS games are, like, you've got to be, like, insanely skilled to play RTS games, and I can kind of understand, I can understand, I can't kind of, I definitely can understand why a game like StarCraft, for example, or StarCraft 2 is in the MLG scene, because it requires such a great amount of thinking. Like, you really need to know what is going on. You need to be very astute about all the things going on around you. Like I said, I mean, I was talking and I lost 2 requisition points without even realizing it. And I got audio, I've got these notifications on the side. It's pretty weird. And so I kind of was quite surprised at me wanting to get back into RTS games, because I don't know, I'm always apprehensive about getting into a genre that I haven't paid attention to as such. And I know RTS is kind of, a lot of people have said about StarCraft 2 is that if you're good at RTS games, you'd quite easily sort of fit into StarCraft 2. Like, it won't take you a mass amount of time to get used to everything. But like, playing as somebody from, like, who hasn't got much experience of it, it's pretty damn difficult apparently, and I wouldn't be surprised, because it's a damn tough game. And oh my god, my units are getting absolutely slaughtered. This was not the right move. This was not the right move. Oh my lord, what have I done? I have literally just sent my units to the dogs. Yeah, this is why I don't play RTSs, by the way. Is because I get bored real quick, and I just decide, rush is the only way you can do it. No, don't rush. It's not. Oh god, I just lost every single one of my units, and they're fine. They're just jamming, and that's the problem with Tyranids, is they can make mass units real quickly, and you're pretty much left with nothing. Oh god. Alright, so maybe I'm not quite ready for StarCraft 2 yet, but hopefully I will be eventually. But I thought I'd just play some RTS and, I don't know, give my history of Warhammer and a short history of my RTSs. I really want to get StarCraft soon. I probably will do as well, and just learn the ropes again properly and really learn how to play these RTS games, you know, to professional ability, because I love them to bits. They require you a lot of brain power, which is insane. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this is some factual stuff, and I hope, you know, if you guys like RTSs or have any hints or any comments for this, give me a shout. Drop in the comments. Like it if you liked it. It really helps the channel out a lot. We're really growing right now, and it's great. We're getting a lot of feedback, so thanks a lot, guys. But that is all for now. So thank you for watching, and this is Ari, over and out.